Hello, everybody. Okay. I wanted to do this because a lot of people seem to think budgets are hard. Okay. So, this is an oversimplified version of how to do it. Okay. You work, you get a job, stay with family or friends or however you want to do it, and then you get a job, you work up to where you can get between 28 and 2,000 3,000 a month. Okay. So we're just gonna do the mathy poo real quick. All right. So when you have your job, okay, between 25, ideally 3,000 a month. Okay. Then you take, all right, you basically cut it in threes. Uno, dos, tres. Okay, threes, a thirds. Okay. You take one third. Ideally, should be for rent and expenses. So if you're rooming with someone or staying with family, you can put that towards it. Okay. But if you are living in an apartment or if you're living, maybe try to find some place where the rent is one bedroom cheap between 1 and maybe 15. So if you find someone who's responsible who you can room with and sign a lease with, okay. So just average it out to okay, 15, that's 750 with utilities, that's going to bring it, just average it out to about 1,000. Okay. Okay. All right. So you have your 1,000. So we're just going to say, we're just going to say 2,750 for this example, or better yet, we'll just say 3. Okay. Roundish numbers. Okay. So after tax, we'll have 2,750. Okay. So with that, it's quite simple. You forgive me, this is first time I'm doing this, making a video about this, but this has helped me. So you have a total bring home of 2,750, and let's say zero change after taxes and everything. So rent is average out to 1,000 with utilities, whether you're living at home, family, or rooming. Rooming is ideal if you're rooming with, ideally, if you can get 2 or 3. If you can have like a 2 bedroom and y'all go bunk bed style, so the rent can be like cut in fours or thirds, so there's less, and then you can take that little extra and put it into like a separate like food fund. Well, let's just say for simplicity, we're just gonna do 1,000 for rent and utilities. Okay. Now food. Okay. Food and miscellaneous. So for food, we're gonna do, you just budget out to 5. Okay. Food. That's the big two. That's the big two. It will, one half of the big two. Okay. So food, 500 a month. Okay. Excuse me. 500 a month. All right. That's 125 a week. So that's bread, milk, eggs, cheese, ham sandwiches, stuff like that. Just basic, basic stuff. Okay. You can make your sandwiches. You get like some prepackaged mashed potatoes, some corn. Ideally, cream on the corn because it works better. It's a lot of people like it more and it's more versatile. But just canned tangerines, mandarins because they last longer. You don't have to worry about them spoiling all the time. So, just a simple food list. Okay, so it's 125 a week. Okay. All right. The other 500 you can use towards, i.e., gas. But if you can carpool, that's better. That'll save some money with one of your roomies. Or if you work from home, that's even better. Okay. But so you have 500 for food, and then the other half of that is 500. Oh, 500 for miscellaneous. Okay. That's if you want to grab, if you smoke like ciggies, or if you want to grab a soda on, or just pick up like a milkshake or something on your way home every other day or something like that, or just for paying for you want to pay for Netflix, fast food, stuff like that. Just, what I mean, like that 500 you can put towards that. So that goes for like streaming, uh, convenience purchases. Okay. And you can also do, I don't know, eh, ciggies or stuff like that. Or if you want to grab like a little mojito thing or whatever, or if you want to drink on Friday or something like that, that'll cover it. Okay. Now the big part, the remaining 1,000, or the last third of what's left over. Okay, that is what I did. What I still do is you put savings. It's two parts here. So you can do savings 1 month, and then you can put 1,000 in that 1 month. Okay, and then you can do um, like, say for instance you want to invest in, you find just invest in like one stock. Then the next month you put like 1,000 in one stock, or you put 1,000 in a CD. Okay, you alternate different months. But first, before you even want to do that, you need to have 12 months. So save for 12 straight months till you have 12 months of your rent, a whole year of rent. Okay, just in case you get fired, or you break your leg, or you get really sick and you lose your job, things like that. You have that, and that will definitely help you. So you do that for just 1 year. Just put everything back. Just put everything back. And here's the cool part. Okay, while you're saving, this is how you don't ever touch the savings, and you keep yourself. Make sure you don't ever use your debit card. And I'm gonna show you how. Okay, so you get 4 for your remaining third for miscellaneous streaming purchases and food. Okay. You get 4 different credit cards. Okay. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Okay. And you break up that third portion for food and miscellaneous. Okay. That'll be the third, 1/3 of your monthly income. All right. So when you break that down, okay, it'll be $250 per credit card. All right. Have it on auto pay from your checking account that you get direct deposit from. Make sure it's done the day or the Friday after, or at least give it time to auto pay after your direct deposit hits. Okay. And you week 1, okay, your one credit card is, week 1, and you write that on the credit card. Like, you put the tape, little scotch tape, and write week 1, $250. Okay. And ideally have them from different, like one from Chase, one from a different company, and another from a different company, and another from a different company, so that you're you can build credit, but you live off this. Okay, you don't need to spend all of what's on it, but this is how you know. Okay, but if if you have only spent 100 of week one, just roll that into week two, or just use week two. Okay, but I would advise just once you hit Sunday at 11:59, week one card goes into your wallet or into your lockbox. You take out week two, okay, put it in your wallet, okay. You can use it now. This is your Monday. This is your Monday morning, 12 o'clock Monday morning to the next Sunday at 11:59. That's what you use, and you do this each week. Make sure you catalog and always ask yourself, do I need to buy this? Okay. Just be like, pull up, you check on your phone and be like, okay, I have, I've spent 50 and it's Tuesday. Like do I need to buy this thing on Wednesday? Like do I really want to eat out? Or can I just make my own food? Always ask yourself, like, always check. Because your savings account's going to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. And then by the end of that first year, you got 12,000 ish dollars saved up. And then you work on 6 more months, will be you working on your emergency vehicle fund, which I would err on the side of between 6,000 and 12. Just and make sure you buy like a Honda Civic. Make sure your car is just like a used Honda Civic from like the 90s or something that is like an industrial like tank shitbox that you can like drive into the ground and all you gotta do is change the oil. Or if or a scooter, you get like a little 50cc scooter to get to work or whatever, if you live close enough to it, you know or an e-bike. That's a good, take the e-bike on the nice days and take the scoot, or your car on the rainy or wintry days. If you can't like physically go out in the cold, you know, and you got week 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you got your 4 weeks broken up to 250 a piece. Okay, and this is like when you have a credit card, there's no overdraft, so you just if your credit card goes Friday, you're like, fuck. You gotta wait Saturday and Sunday. You gotta wait till Monday. Monday morning, like, and treat it like it's a game. Like, okay, I I made it. I made week one last all the way to Monday. It's like cool. And you have like some left over of week one's cards, and you be like, you know what? I want to get myself like something nice to eat in the morning. I'm gonna stop on my way to work or something like that. Or if you work from home, like I'm gonna DoorDash like some Starbucks or something. Like just so you have it's fun. You feel like you've earned it. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Like mentally it helps you. You know what I'm saying? So, but this will make sure that you never touch because you got your rent taken care of. You know that's the rent portion. That's rent utilities. You know you got your food. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my little. Okay, so it's dropped a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I don't know if everybody can see that. Oh. But yeah, I'll probably add the picture later. But it's done. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so all right. See, this is essentially what it is. Oh, I want to turn it. All right. Okay, right there. Okay, got your rent, food, and your miscellaneous. These two are the other third, which you use the week 1, 2, and 3 credit card for. And then see right here, miscellaneous, and the extra 1,000 you put in your savings. That doesn't get touched. Okay, but your rent, that's you take care of that first. Okay, and but the auto pays for the cars that you use each week. This 1,000 will never be touched as long as you use these, and you never ever go over them or don't ever dip into the savings. And you just keep doing this. So you'll always, as long as you keep your job and you use the credit cards, this, you'll, this right here, this 1,000 that you keep saving, this will keep growing. And then in like 5 years, you'll have enough to get a house. And then you can have, a cheapo little house or whatever, what have you. You drop like 50, you can get like a nice little house. And then you can just still keep your job and you have a house. That's easy. You know, okay. I mean, that's kind of what I did. You know, I mean, I'm still saving. But right now I'm going back to school, so I'm like a full-time student. But I, it's I did that when I was in high school. I did that in my other jobs, and then after 2020, a lot of jobs kind of just so I decided to, you know, go back to go back to school. It's because I'm working on getting, a better job that I can work for a couple, you know, like 10 years or whatever, and save up, and then so I plan on living outside the U.S. But yeah, no, it's 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 foolproof. Okay, there's plenty of places, and if you get like one roomie or two, or God willing, four, you can live in an $1,800 a month 2 bedroom spot, bunk bed style that shit, and make sure your roommates are cohabitable, that you get along with, and you know what I mean. You do that, and it'll be easier. It'll be so much easier. Don't go to clubs. Don't do stupid shit. Don't even smoke weed. Just exercise. Work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to stay like mentally healthy too. Just learn when to just, you know what I mean? Just push all the negative bullshit. Just like push it away. Like, just adopt a calm. Like, when you go into your room or you come home, what's outside doesn't follow you inside. Just just listen to music for like a couple hours, like sit in a chair, and do like while you're listening to music, you know what I'm saying? Like you're scrolling through YouTube or whatever, just but just there's a way. There is ways out of and that's one thing I don't understand. Like people like that fucking dumbass boomer Dave Ramsey's like, oh, dude, if you invest when you're like two and da 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 da, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, boomer. Okay, shit's hard. I'm just hoping this will help people. This is something I found out that works really, really, really well, and it's an easy template and cheat sheet. Now, even if only one person sees this video or one person watches this, okay, I'm not a good video maker. I'm streaming and making videos on the side so people can have something fun to watch. Fun to watch. I just want everyone to just vibe. Just be cool, be chill, especially like since everything's so hard right now. I want if this little bit of cheat sheet can help people have better have a better like leg up and make their life easier. make everything better, that's wonderful. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Okay? But once you do this, okay, you have your rent, your food, and everything, and you got the four. Make sure it's 250, or it's your the third that's left over is broken into four parts. Okay, so if you get two 750, okay, all right, you you can lower this. So instead of it being like 250 a week, you can adjust it as depending on how much of a third is left. But make sure you always keep at that rounded 1,000 in your savings because it's easy to keep track of. It's like, oh, it's 1,000. It's clean. It's simple to keep track of, and it's like, eh. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like 200 or it's like, you know, just try to shoot for a job that gets 2,750 or 3,000 a month. Just try to shoot for that, making that three a month. Okay, because it just works better. Like work at McDonald's 40 hours and then like work the mornings there or the evenings and get like another job you work like a second little hustle for like 2 or 3 days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, working like as a cashier or something, and then just kind of like just buffer it to like three, and then that way you can just make it easier for yourself. But once you do the year and you save up the 12 grand for like emergency fund for rent in case you lose your job, get hit sick, injured, whatever, then you can work on the car fund or vehicle transportation fund. You spend 6 months to a year saving for that. Okay. And then you work on like you want to buy a house. Okay. Or if you want to buy a little cheapo plot of land and build like a little 1 bedroom, starter house or whatever have you, that'll be like 2, 3, 4 years. So if you start doing this when you're 16, by the time you're 22, you gotta like start early, or if it's later, you still have that time, and then you make sure you can find like a decent house with like low. Make sure you try to get as low interest as possible. Like really try to find the lowest interest as possible, and make sure there's no penalties for paying off early, or make sure there's no penalties for you know paying extra each month. And if you, oh my god, if you can, like once you get your other two things, and you can pay extra, like just throw a little extra in there to the principal. Just like, hey, I want to pay on the principal this month as well. Make sure you're specific. Make sure you say, I want to pay on the principal of the loan, not the interest, the principal, because the interest is every month. You pay that anyway when you pay your mortgage payment. But if you have any extra, like the extra 1,000, like say for 1 month, you want to, once you get the transportation and the emergency fund, you'd be like, you know what? This month I want to put savings. This month I want to invest in one stock. This month I want to put towards that. Okay. Chunk off another bit of that loan or whatever. Or just put all of it because 10 years at 30 grand is 300,000. Okay. So if you do every month, like, because you got your little savings, you do every month, you're like, you know what? Da-da-da-da. But you can pay off the house or, hear me out, a different strategy, which I was working on until lockdown, and then my savings went, but working at 3,000, rooming with other people, okay? But once you get your own place and you really fine tune your meal making and your expenses to where like there's very little, or if you get a slightly higher paying job, okay, 10 that 12,000 a year that you save back, okay, You can do 1 month save, or 1 year you save. Next year you each month you pick a different stock. I'm like, thousand, 1,000. Just pick a different stock. You see, they don't they don't have to hit big. Okay, as long as the stock pays you back the money you invested, because it pays every annually. Okay, it pays the dividends. So if it if it's now, if you invest 1,000 and it makes enough to just pay you back the 1,000, that's you've made your money back. But it'll, as long as that company's alive, it'll be like, okay, I got 1,000 each year. And if you do that every year and you only hit one or two to pay you back, just pay you back the 1,000. That's 2 grand. Okay. And or if you just only hit like 1 out of 6. Okay. So that's two every year. That'll add up. 2,000 1 year, and then the next year, okay, you do the same thing with two more different stocks. So, okay, cool. You know what? These companies, so that's 4 grand you're getting paid every month, or 4 grand you're getting paid each year. Okay, do that for 10 years. If you just hit one that pays you back that 1,000 or more, if you're lucky, if you pick well, 10 years, that's 40 grand a year you're getting paid, and that can go into your savings. Because here's the cool goal: the end goal is to build your own Social Security fund for yourself. Once you get to a point where you have 6 to 800,000, you literally will be paid back with a 3.25 or 3.45 interest rate, depending on which savings account you use, or a 4.4% interest paid back from your savings. Mm-hmm. Each month. If you have one that does it each month, you're effectively being paid each month an additional $2,700. This is the long goal. This is the cheat sheet that hopefully will help people. Okay? I did it for a while when I was younger, and then I just ran into my own personal issues that I just said fuck it, and I burned through everything because I was stupid when I shouldn't have. Because if I had just stayed the course like I'm doing now, I could have retired right now, getting paid. I'll have my savings that would pay me 3,000 a month. I'd have stocks that would be paying me another 3,000. I'd probably be able. I probably already own my own house, and literally could have just sold it in dips or whatever. But don't get weak. Don't be like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna burn everything. I'm gonna fucking spend all my money. Fuck the future. I'll live forever. I don't care. Blah, blah. That mentality is that fuck it, let's just burn the bitch down mentality is so you you don't need enemies with a mentality like that. You really don't. And I had that for a very small fact. 1 year was all it took. I I didn't care about anything. I didn't want to save anymore. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate everything. I just got stupid. So I just started spending all my money, being stupid, being stupid, being stupid. And then within a year, like a lottery winner, I was broke. I had no money, nothing, everything was gone. And I was just like, so as a former dummy, I was 24, 23. So I was like 12 years ago. But just, and there's a lot of issues that happen after that. But this, this works. Okay. So if this video, this template helps even just one person, just one, that's all I can ask for. But there's so many people out there that I've seen that just they don't care. They just give this random like, oh, just need to pull up on your bootstraps and work harder. You need to, like, no, homie. This this little paper, the plan that I just told you guys will help. Like the worst thing I do is smoke ciggies. So but just this, I hope it helps. It's just I'm not a good video maker, but I hope this video helps. Like it because you don't need to make. You can't get rich in one night. You can't get rich in one day or 1 week, 1 month. It's like making a snowball, and then just rolling the snowball downhill. Okay, it'll be slow. You might have to keep pushing it, but eventually it'll get so big that it just keeps going on its own. That's how your finances and your life choices need to be. You need to curate, and in this plan, okay, just watch the video over again if you can. Like I'm just not a perfect video. I'm not good at making videos. Let's just okay. I'm still learning. Um, but this will help you curate your own financial freedom. You're not gonna be fucking Jeff Bezos rich. You're not gonna fucking be uh, a billionaire doing this. But you will have enough to not work in 20, 10, 15 years, maybe 20. You don't have to work. Or, God willing, you hit your goal early, that invest in one small company that ends up paying you shit tons each year. Then you can put that towards the kitty. And then once you hit that 800,000 saved, 900,000 saved, then you can just be like, fuck it and dip. You can quit your job if you want and just stay home. Because that's 20, you'll be getting 20, effectively 27. Okay. Or my advice, wait 4 years. Once you hit your goal, wait 4 to 5 years and just throw everything into your savings and your investing. Just 1 month, next month, just throw everything. Like the interest savings you get from your savings, throw that into a stock too. Like instead of investing in one each month, be like, I'm put 1,000 and then another 1,000. Just be like, and then and the next month, put everything in your savings. The extra money you make, the extra 1,000, and your interest, put that in it. So that's an extra 30 grand, 50 grand, 40 grand, whatever, into your savings. And then 2 years, that's 9. And then in 2 years, that's $1 million. It adds up slowly. And then once you get there, you can just another 2 years, 1.1. And then another 2 years, 1.2. 1.2 is a sweet spot because at 4%, that's almost 7,000 a month in interest. That combined with the stocks that you broke even on that pay you back that 1,000 each month, 30, 40,000 a year that you're getting from that, or 20,000 or 30, whatever. Because it'll add up. That 1,000, that one company pays you 1,000, another company invested in pays you another 1,000, and then so on and so forth. And then it just adds up, it adds up, it adds up, it adds up, until eventually you have a mixed portfolio of varying different countries, each paying you 1,000 a month every year. I mean, 1,000 a year each year. It'll total up to 12, 10, 12, 20, 30, 40, whatever. That adds to that. So you're getting like 6 to 70, 80,000 a year. And you don't have to fucking work. You can just sit at home, butterball naked, watch TV, do whatever you want, go traveling, and just keep the budget. Instead of being $250 a month, I mean $250 a week for your credit card limit, you can up it, make it 1,000. Just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go hard now. I can spend 1,000 a week now. It'll be like 35, 36, 37, whatever, 40, and be like, yeah, that's what I want people to do. Just do it. It'll take a long time. Don't get married. If you're a dude watching this, don't get married because it'll destroy this. Okay? If you're a female watching this, have fun, enjoy it. But I'm talking to the broskies on this. Don't get married. Don't fuck with any women until after. Just stay single, grind until you hit your sweet spot, and then, but don't get married. Well, not even with a prenup because that shit can get thrown out. Which is mm, cohabitate if you want safely. If you have kids, cool. But this is a financial plan to get financial freedom. It's easy and anyone can fucking do it. It's just you have to stick to it. Okay? This is the Matrix cheat code here. This is like up, down, left, right, ABY cheat code for life. Follow it. And if it doesn't work, you're doing something wrong. But just minimize the dumb shit in your life when you're using it. Don't hang around stupid people. Don't eat junk food. Don't drink alcohol excessively. Don't smoke weed. Don't do any of that shit. Just grind. Because you can have fucking fun when you're in your 40s. You can have fun when you're in your 50s. Okay? Your early life is for building your financial freedom. You can have fun. The only difference between having fun in your teens as opposed to your 40s is when you're 40s you can afford to buy more fun, expensive things. You can go on trips, cruises, plane trips that you can actually afford because you saved for it. You planned for it. You want to have kids? Cool. If you do this and you want to have kids, great. You'll have more than enough money. If you want to keep working, if you work your way up to a nice job, you'll have the savings, the stock payments, and your job totaling well over 100,000 a year. And you just keep following the plan, keep living by it, and adjust it accordingly. And you can afford a family, afford to have a girlfriend or whatever, have kids. And you'll never be broke. You'll never be poor. You'll never be homeless. But you have to just try it once. That's all I'm asking. And hopefully this helps. Hey, if anybody watches it, cool. If not, it's here if you want to look at it. But everyone, wish you the best of luck.